All right, 6:06. Let's turn to Decision 2024. We still have 4 days. Well, I say still, only
4 days
until the election day.
But if you planned on voting early or in person early in the Bay State, you'll want to get it done as soon as possible because today, everybody, is the deadline. Let's bring in NBC 10's Jeff Saperstone live in Framingham with this story. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, LaToya. Yeah, this is one of 2 locations here in Framingham where you can vote early in person today, although you can only do so until about midday, at least here. It varies by community across the state, so you want to check your website, of course. Statewide, more than 500,000 people have cast their ballots at early voting locations so far, and more than 1 million have mailed in their ballot. Those numbers from the Secretary of the Commonwealth's office. If you still have a mail-in ballot, you have until 8 o'clock on November 5th, of course that's Election Day, to return it in person or put it in a drop box. Those ballots are then secured in vaults, cannot be counted until polls close. The state has also taken steps to make sure the drop boxes are more secure. If you send it by mail, it must be postmarked by Election Day.
After Tuesday, we're suggesting to people that they take them either to the community drop box or take them into their local city or town offices such as this. That way they make sure that they get their ballot in and counted.
So if you do vote in person early at this location, this is the Memorial Building in Framingham, you can do so until about 12:30 today. Again, times vary at locations and communities across the state, so you want to check your town's website. For now, we're live in Framingham this morning. Jeff Saperstone, NBC 10 Boston.
Appreciate that reminder, Jeff. Also, former President Bill Clinton will campaign for Vice President Kamala Harris in New Hampshire today. Democrats up and down the ticket will be polling well in the Granite State, and they have been doing so, including gubernatorial candidate Joyce Craig. Former First Lady Hillary Clinton is campaigning for Harris in Florida tomorrow. And speaking of campaigning, these last days have been a whirlwind for our presidential candidates as they make their closing pitches to voters in those swing states.
Traveling everywhere, Vice President Harris and former President Trump finding themselves in the same states as they court those last undecided voters. NBC's Alice Barr has the details.
The presidential nominees honing their closing messages in key Southwest swing states and going on the attack.
Do you want to lose your job or maybe your house or pension because Kamala has the economic understanding of a child? She's a child.
Both nominees in Nevada.
The next president of the United States, Kamala Harris.
Vice President Harris appearing with Jennifer Lopez, zeroing in on these comments about women from former President Trump.
Well, I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them.
The man simply does not respect the freedom of women or the intelligence of women to be able to make decisions about their own lives.
Adding fuel to the election's sharp gender gap.
I think that it's ironic that he wants to support women on his terms and not ours.
Mr. Trump's women supporters pushing back.
He's just saying, like, he's looking out for women's best interests. He's not going to force somebody into anything.
In the final stretch, experts urging faith in the system.
You can watch the counting happen on video. You can meet your election administrator.
As the nation prepares for Election Day. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.